Okay, everyone, let's get started. Today, we are going to walk through a few of our product enhancements that we've made throughout the month of November. This is certainly not the entire list of updates, but I think there are a few helpful tools that just ease your day. So, the first one that I want to talk to you about is webhooks. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so that I can show you where to find the webhooks. All right. So you're going to find webhooks over here in this hamburger menu and under integrations. A webhook allows ProLine to push live data to other platforms. This is especially important if you're working with, an ad agency or marketing agency, someone who wants to pass over certain information. Let's take a look here. We've got our webhooks, add webhook. I can do this. The trigger can be when a project is created or updated, quote sent or approved, or invoice sent or paid. So let's say that when an invoice is sent or paid, I want to trigger something to be sent to a certain URL. I'm going to paste that URL in here and then save the webhook. So this is really good for connecting and sending information to analytical tools, partner dashboards, and other internal systems that you may have. Marketing agencies sending you leads, end-to-end ROI tracking, sending information to Scorpion, for example. These are all really good examples of how you might use a webhook. So again, you're just going to go to your settings, or I'm sorry, the hamburger menu, integrations, and it's under ProLine API, and that's where you're going to find the webhooks. Okay. The next feature that I'd like to touch on, I guess actually let me pause since these are all different features. Let me just see if there's any Q&A. Let me keep this open here on the left in case I get some questions, and I will stop and go back anytime. All right, we want to talk about project stage snippets and using dynamic fields. If you're unaware, a stage snippet is actually this right here under the name. So I have the address listed in the new lead stage. I like to use the address as my snippet. And then for Rachel Adams, I have actually created for this stage a snippet that shows the date of loss for any insurance job. So I'm going to go over here and just show you how we're going to do that. We're going to go to our hamburger menu, hop into projects, company settings. Let's wait for that to open. We're going to go to projects, others, mhm, just other things, right? And dynamic fields. So I added date of loss. When you add a field, you have a few options. You just create the name of the field. You choose what type it is. So is this single line, multi-line, a number, a drop down, a checkbox, a date? For the date of loss, I obviously did a date. You can do a checkbox, whatever you need to do. And then a unique identifier. So you would in this case, you would just use the word name. And that way, if you change the display name ever, all of this data stays connected through this unique identifier in the back end. Okay. So when I hop over to stages and I click on edit, I would choose this little quotation mark. This is your snippet. And this is how you change your preview snippet. We have some that just exist in here. And now we're going to see the ones that I have created in addition to that as dynamic fields as options. And so these are all things that already existed up top here. And then I'm going to add, I can have date of loss. I'm going to actually, maybe I'll make this one name. And then let's do creating quote. Let's make this one show the date of loss for us. And on any project where the date of loss is included, going to refresh this page just so that you can see what we're talking about here. Appointment scheduled. Let's give you a date of loss. Okay, I do have a date of loss. Oh, I can add more dynamic fields here too, which is nice. Sometimes this takes a second, especially in this room where I'm working today. I apologize. Let me just check. There's no questions yet. That one's super simple. Let's go on to AI agent human transfer. The AI agents, we have just given them the ability for if a caller says something like, this is an emergency, or I need someone right away, or it's urgent, my roof is leaking, they will immediately route the call to an emergency contact. You're going to give the emergency contact under Manage Team, AI agents, choose your agent, and then you're going to scroll to the bottom and look for emergency call transfer. Now, who does this need to be transferred to if there is an emergency? This is a really good way to, if somebody calls in the middle of the night and there's a real issue and you want to be the first to get to it, your agents can, instead of scheduling a meeting for the next day, they are going to transfer the call to you. So you'll know if your phone rings after hours, it's because it's an actual emergency. You can change the emergency number anytime. You would want to give each AI agent an emergency number. You can give them all the same one. You can give them all different emergency numbers, but they each get one emergency number. And so I just set that up, going to Manage Team, AI agents, and then emergency call transfer. So just helps you respond faster and provide that level of service that we all want. Um, okay, let me see. Questions. I'm gonna keep cruising. Yeah, exactly. Getting some chatter over here from the group. AI agent human transfer, and let's go to, oh, this one's really nice. Our project billing summary enhancement. So if we're looking at a project that's in the billing stage, I think I have some good, oh, good, I have more info here. I'm opening a project and I just chose billing. I just see a little bit more information here than in the billing. So I have contract total and total invoiced, payments received, outstanding balance, and then the running balance invoices and the standalone invoices listed here separately. Um, this was requested through our ideas board as well, and it was one of the most highly requested updates of the year, actually. We added this full billing summary to this project tab so that for every single project, you can see um, all of this information. It also, in the project portal that customers see, in our billing, we're going to see the total project cost, current amount due, what was already paid, and the balance remaining. So instead of just here's your invoices and here's your payments, we're making it really clear what's outstanding and what's the total cost of this project. This is the customer facing information. Just increases transparency and, reduces risk and back and forth questions. Okay, we will keep cruising. We've got calendar drag and drop now. This is one of our more recent ways to one of our most recent improvements to the calendar. So I can actually drag and drop events directly on the calendar. There's no settings to toggle or forms to update. You're just going to drag and drop, and that's it. So let's take a look. I think I might have too many. Well, I have all these filters. Let's see who else has some things that I can drag and drop. In my demo account, there's really just not that much to work with on this. It looks like we're also adding a few more things to this, by the way. Um, Optional SMS notifications to notify customers when an appointment is rescheduled, things like that. Let's go to the week view. I need to add, let's add an event. Assign it to me. Okay, go to this project. Okay. So I've got this project here, and I'm just going to move it. Update. There it is. Drag and drop. This is a very simple update, but I can guarantee you someone in your dispatch team is going to be very thrilled with this. And if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A box, please. I definitely want to see your questions. Okay. We also have a new snippet library. And this is a way to basically just copy and paste messages that you use all the time for confirmation messages, text and email templates, things like that. If you're saying the same things over and over again, and they're not something that you want to automate through our campaigns, which obviously can be customized, will the automations follow the moving of the job on the calendar from Martin? And the answer to that is yes. So if you have confirmation automations, if that's what you're talking about, it's going to recognize the new date and time and update based on like the times of the confirmations that you're sending, if that makes sense. Okay, let me hop over to this. Okay, so we're going to go to settings and company settings, snippets. This is at the bottom left here. All right. I have one. Please note that we need the driveway clear to begin work. Thank you for trusting us with your home. If I say this all the time, I just add it as a snippet. Add snippet, create the snippet with whatever words you want to add in here. And then when you are over in your text messages, you just want to click add snippet. And there's company snippets and then my snippets. So as a user, I can have snippets that just are things that I use a lot. And then the company snippets are the ones that you have entered there in the settings. But I just copied that to my clipboard. And I'm going to send this out quickly to this customer. So that is the text or email snippet. You can also use them so I just did a text message. You can use them in emails. So let's actually go to a project. And let's go to activity and send an email. Show snippets is listed here now. And I can easily copy again and paste this snippet and send it out. The other thing that I can do is update my campaigns. Oh, what am I doing? Send text or email. And now I can show snippets and also just add them into the campaigns if that's what I would like to do. There's a lot of ways to use the messaging feature. If you're sending the same follow-up messages, confirmation text, on the way messages, internal notes you can also use this for. So here, let's actually go to one of those. So if you're on a project and you want to just add an internal note, I can still use a snippet for an internal note. This one may not make sense for that, but it is if there's something that you're adding all the time, like we've already pre-approved XYZ. If you're writing notes in, you can go ahead and use them here at snippets too. All right. Let me see if we have any questions about that before we move on. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep compiling a list of little helpful feature updates that maybe don't require a full session for us, that the team just thinks are fun and useful and help you be more efficient. And I will keep doing that every month moving forward just to try to be helpful. When a feature's new, I get a little lost too whenever we're going through this, but it's really fun to kind of see what the team's been up to and how your ideas are coming to life. So I appreciate your time. Thank you all so much. And we will talk to you soon. Bye.